Alright, on today's video, we've got something new in from CVLife. So let's head over to the other bench, get this out of the box, and check it out. Alright, we are over on the other bench, and I'm just going to show you real quick here. This is what the box looks like. Now, if you've watched me do CVLife reviews on the channel before, normally they just come in a plain white box. This one is in a black textured box that just says red dot on it. Now, it was taped and sealed here. I already cut that. The box top lifts off. Got some foam padding. We've got our Optic. I'm going to go ahead and just pull this insert out. Comes with a nice little tool to make our adjustments. Got a plain lens cleaning cloth. We've got our user manual. It is full color. It's actually a really nice manual. Comes with two CR2032 batteries. That is everything in the box. So this is the CVLife Solar Multi-Reticle 1x20 red dot. So let's go over some quick specs on this. This has an overall length of 3.39 inches. The height on this is 2.6 inches. It has an overall width of 1.69 inches. The weight on this red dot is 218 grams. Now we've got flip-up lens covers on this. This does have a 20mm objective, and it does have unlimited eye relief. This red dot does have an IPX7 waterproof rating, and it is shockproof up to 1200 Gs. One really nice thing about this red dot, it does have a quick detach mount. You're going to pull this back and flip this forward, mount it to your 1913 rail, flip it down and tighten it up. And if we go over to this side, you can adjust your tension here to make it tighter or looser. Now the battery loads right here on the side. I've already installed the battery, but you're just going to twist this off, put your battery in, and tighten it up. All right, we've got the dot turned on. I'm going to show you here what it looks like. Now this has 8 brightness settings. It's got 7 daylight settings and 1 MV setting. Now like I said at the beginning of the video, this is a multi-reticle system. Now here on the side of the dot you have your brightness level adjustments. You've got your plus here, your minus here. You just hit the plus to turn it on. If you want to turn it back off, you're going to hold down on the plus and it will shut off. Tap it again, it will turn on. If you want to switch between the multiple reticles, you're going to hold the down button. That will turn on your circle. This does have a 2 MOA dot with a 40 MOA circle, and you do have the option to run it with just the dot or the dot and the circle. Now the CVLife Solar does have shake awake. It will turn itself off after 3 minutes of inactivity. And as soon as it senses motion, it will turn itself back on. This does have up to a 50,000 hour battery life. Now let's talk about our windage and elevation adjustments. Now these are 1 MOA per click. You have 30 MOA of total travel on your windage and the elevation. And one really surprising thing about this, the clicks are very tactile and very audible. Now real quick on your windage and elevation, I'm going to flip our cap over, and here on the top you have your up with your arrow pointing this direction, and on your windage you have right here on the side with the arrow pointing down. Now I had 2 big reasons why I wanted to do a review on this Optic. One we're going to talk about right now, and the other one we're going to talk about here in a little bit. But one of the coolest things about this Optic, it has the dual power. So you have your CR2032 battery here on the side, but you also have a solar panel here on top. And we will test this out once we get it outside to see if it works. So I thought this was really cool that CVLife put out a solar powered Optic. Now the last thing I want to talk about are the color options on this. This one is gray and black, and they also have an all black version. So people who've been watching my channel for a while probably know why I went with the black and gray version. So I'm going to go ahead and get this mounted up on the test rifle and bring it back and show you what it looks like. So the first thing I had to do when I got to the range was get this Optic sighted in. I grabbed the Sunway photo tripod out of the truck, put the GSG-16 in the clamp, and it only ended up taking 4 shots to get this sighted in. I was shooting a little low right with the first shot, and I just walked it right into the center of the bullseye, and by the 4th shot, I had it zeroed right where I wanted it. Now, since I'm filming this review in the competition bay, I only put a 15-yard zero on it, because I knew in this video I could get everything I needed to get done with a 15-yard zero. Now, one thing I was quite impressed with once I got this outdoors, it was a pretty bright sunny day. We did have some snow on the ground, and this Optic was plenty bright. I turned the Optic all the way up, but then I ended up dropping it down to 8, and that worked out perfect for the conditions I was shooting in. Alright, now what I want to do is test the solar function on this. So obviously the dot's on, I've got the battery in it. We'll take the cap off here. Hopefully the battery doesn't fall down on the ground. Okay, I'm going to put the cap in my pocket. I'm going to try to move you over here and see if we can focus in. I doubt we're going to be able to. But I want to show you that the dot is still on. Alright, we're going to shoot a 5-shot group just to make sure this kept zero all day. Alright, my final thoughts on the CVLife EagleFeather X Solar Red Dot. That was a lot to say. I really like this Optic, and I really don't have anything negative to say about it. Now, with that being said, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that this is some ultra durable, rugged optic that you should use for duty use or home defense or anything like that, because obviously we were testing this out on a plinking gun that is chambered in 22 LR, and let's face it, this GSG-16 is just a gun that I have to take to the range to have a lot of fun with it. But that is also why I wanted this red dot sent out to the channel for a review, because I wanted to put this optic on the GSG-16. Now, as you can see in the range footage, we had no issues with zero all day. The Optic held zero throughout the day, and honestly, I was a little surprised because I thought maybe I would have to make an adjustment or two, considering that the GSG-16 is all plastic, and yes, this 1913 rail on here is plastic also. But that was not the case. The Optic performed well all day. You also saw that the solar panel on top of the Optic obviously did its job, and it worked. We took the battery out and the dot stayed on. And as you can see here, the shake awake works. I put the gun in the rest, set up the camera, waited for the dot to shut off. It takes 3 minutes for it to shut off. I tapped the Optic and it came right back on. Now the buttons on the side of the Optic to adjust the brightness levels are nice and tactile. I like the feel of the buttons. And the windage and elevation adjustments on this are very tactile and audible. One other thing I would like to point out that I'm happy about, the lens cover cap stayed on all day. Now I know we're only shooting 22 LR, and maybe if we would have had this on a 223 556 AR, maybe they would have come off, maybe not, but they seem to be nice and tight. And I have had lens caps fall off in multiple reviews that I've done on this channel, so this was nice that I did not have to worry about the caps popping off during today's review. Now throughout today's review, I only used the 2 MOA red dot. I did not use the 40 MOA circle, but I still think it's pretty awesome that this has multi-reticle. For people like me, I just prefer to use a dot, but a lot of people, especially on a rifle optic, they do like to have the ability to use a dot and a circle. And speaking of the dot, I really enjoyed having the 2 MOA dot. It's pretty much what I prefer on an optic that I'm going to put on a rifle or a carbine. Especially when I was shooting at the table at a further distance, a 2 MOA dot does not cover up much of your target. And the last thing I want to talk about is the quick detach mount. I really like this mount that they're using. And obviously, we had no issues with it getting loose or coming off today. But then again, we were only using it with 22 LR. I have no doubt that this would work just fine on an AR-15, shooting 223, 556. My guess would be it would even be great for 300 blackout. But obviously, I can't confirm that because we only used it on this gun chambered in 22 LR. Now, one thing in this video I did not do that I wanted to test out was the IPX7 waterproof rating. And I did take a bottle of water to the range with me, but I left it in the back of the truck and it was froze solid, so I did not get to test the waterproof rating. So at the end of the day, I highly recommend this CVLife red dot if you are going to be putting it on a 22 LR. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that this is going to work out awesome on anything else because this is what we tested it on, and I'm not going to sit here and make a claim because I didn't test it on anything with higher recoil. I think you're getting a lot of awesome features at a pretty awesome price. This dot is coming in at 139 beans on Amazon. And I think that's one great deal, especially when you're getting shake awake, multi-reticle, lens cover caps, solar power. That's a lot of awesome features for the price. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.